Hello, and welcome back to the channel, all you new subscribers. You have to say, as other YouTubers know out there, especially me being a really small channel at this stage, I thank you so much for everyone who's taken, well, the lead to subscribe to this channel. It's so nice when you come to your phone, you got a notification to say you got a new subscriber. It does mean the world, really, for the effort you put into the, not only making the vlogs but the images as well. So today I am back in the Forest of Dean and we've got a lovely day. I'm here for 3 reasons, so it might be a good idea if you pop the kettle on, stick me on pause and come back to me in a minute and I'll explain what those 3 things are. Right, hope you're all good. Hope you got your cup of tea in hand. I got my coffee waiting for me there in just a second. So the first point, or the first thing I'm going to talk about today is actually, as you know, I love waterfalls by my channel and my videos over the last perhaps 6-7 weeks. So I'm going on a little bit journey with waterfalls because I do like the vast big waterfalls, Melancourt, Hendred, and you've seen over these weeks that actually these waterfalls are getting smaller and smaller. Now what I'm trying to do, I don't think it's purposeful, what I'm trying to do is actually find beauty even in the smallest little cascade. So that's the reason why I'm back out in the Forest of Dean today. I found a lovely little cascade which I want to try and show its beauty, although it is quite small. So that's the first reason I'm here. The second reason I'm here is, hang on, let me get a coffee. Oh, that's good. That's good. And you can also see, although it is a lovely day here, the sun is out, but it's through the trees over there. It is quite cold, so this coffee should warm me up. I've got my gloves on for the first time this year, man. That reminds me, they used to take ages to find, as well as my L bracket this morning. I couldn't find that, so that's why I'm a little bit out late. But gloves have a tendency, I don't know whether you get the same thing, like socks. I'll wear my gloves and I'll roll them up together and then they'll just disappear. And then they'll turn up in the most random coat or the most random hoodie or trousers that I've got. Do you get that? Do you? Anyway, second point, right. This is all about blinkies. Now, back in the day when I first had my camera, I used to take shots and look on the LCD and I'd find these black things going boom, 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 boom. Now, to me in the early days, this is only about a year and a half ago, it used to frustrate me, so I turned them off. Until about 3 months ago when I started to take pictures of big waterfalls and little cascades, and I found that when I took my image, these things flashing, and I must have inadvertently turned them back on at some point. So I started to question what were they all about. I know this sounds stupid, really amateurish mistake, but hey, I'm an amateur, I haven't been shooting that long, so I actually discovered that they are very, very important. And now I've always got my highlights indicator on the back, and that's why I like to call them blinkers, because they just flash at you if anything is overexposed. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some shots, and for the first time today I'm going to use the exposure compensation. Now, I haven't done that before, and I know a lot of you will be going, oh, you should do. I used to control it using the ISO and the shutter speed together, and then I would expose for, say, the waterfall, expose for the surrounding area, and I'd do an exposure blend on a whole photo. So I'm just going to see what difference this makes today, if anything at all, and it'd be really interesting to find out if it's something I'm going to use it in the future. So this is a first for me, so this could be a real big cock up. Oh, that's much better. Warm coffee on a cold day hits the spot. Right, now I feel a bit warmer inside. It's about time we went to that cascade and started playing around with the exposure compensation button. So Fingers crossed, everyone. Let's go. Right, thanks for holding on, everyone. We're just nearing a little cascade. I did get a little bit distracted when I was talking to you. Sat over there having a coffee because I noticed there was a heron just fishing just on the opposite side of the lake, and I was in two minds whether to go and get my longer lens and get in the bushes and try and grab a shot. But I thought, I'm here for a specific reason. Try and keep your head together, and if he's there later on, I'll try and get myself a shot. Still at the moment, it's not very busy today, so I might well be lucky. But what a gorgeous day. So here we are. There we go. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Really, really nice. The main waterfall I photographed last week is up around that corner, and it comes into this lake, and then obviously as the lake fills up, it comes through here, down, and then out down there. Down there, if I could get to the other side over there at some point, but it'd be a bit dodgy on my own, I reckon it'd be a really, really good shot. But first of all, probably gonna have a look round. I like maybe a spot from over there, a comp, and then what I've noticed is I like this here, this diagonal line going up and through, and then maybe one from down in there. So I'll get myself set up and then I'll get you guys back online. A bit okay. Problem, guys, should have really checked my kit, shouldn't I? Flat battery. But this might be an opportunity to show you something which is really quite cool. Hang on. Have you ever been like me, where you need a new battery, take the battery out, fling it in your bag, get another battery out, and then when you get home you can't remember which is fully charged and which ones are actually dead? Here's an idea. 2 litre box from Poundland, not sponsored by them. 2 litre box, fully charged, need charging. That way you won't make the same mistake again. What I initially came here to try and do today just isn't working. I'm not sure whether it's to do with the bottom of that waterfall being so bright that exposure compensation doesn't work, but I need to be honest with everybody and say, actually, I'm going back to what I normally do. I'm just going to reduce my shutter speed just to get rid of the blinkers, because if somebody can help me, it's, I don't know, perhaps I'm doing something wrong, I don't know, but I cannot, even with the exposure compensation, you know, 3-4 stops, I can't get that without the highlights and the blinkers flashing. So am I doing something wrong, or is it just the case of it only works for, you know, light highlights in the sky which are only slightly overexposed? I'd be interested to know, but with waterfalls it's just not working for me. So back to my old route of playing with ISO and shutter speed to get the exposure I want. So after trying the exposure compensation button and not finding it any good, or I'm just thick, or I just don't know how to work it, I've set up on my first composition, I'll show you in a second, what is actually going to be in the image and why I've positioned elements where I have. But look at it, isn't it gorgeous? And the sun's out now, so I'm going to have to wait until that goes in before I get my shot, but it's going to be beautiful. Welcome back, everybody, and I've found my first composition, the sun's come out, which is going to be a bit of an issue, but what I'll probably do is, rather than keep you around here for hours, I will shoot this when the sun's gone in, because there are some clouds up there. So basically the composition is this. I've got the walkways you can see above the little cascade going directly straight through the screen from the center up towards the right hand third. I love these trees here. They're just catching a bit of sun, a bit of glow, so when that sun gets in behind the clouds, they'll be diffused and look really, really nice. I've got the waterfall just off center, but I might well crop in this side down here and actually squeeze it in so it would look a little bit more like that by the time I've finished. The only reason why I'm shooting a little bit wider like that is because it gives me room then to crop wherever I like it. So I'll hang on here and wait for this sun to disappear, however long that's going to take, and then I'll put the image up for you to have a look at. Usual things, ISO 100, shooting f11, just give you 1/6 of a second, depending on this light, and when it obviously dims down a little bit, I'll probably have to just underexpose just to get rid of blinkies, which will come in there. So wish me luck, and hopefully it won't be long. Yeah, it's coming out all right. I'm just gonna have to just underexpose it a tad. I'm still getting a few blinkies in the bottom of the waterfall. That's absolutely perfect now. I've got it. Hope you enjoyed that image. So I now haven't moved very far, actually. I'll show you where I've come from. I've just come from, just stood over there, just walked over the bridge and just went around to the other side, and I set up here mainly because I do like this little walkway, and in the frame of my camera, I'll show you in a minute, there's a lovely diagonal which follows straight through the middle of the frame, and then it goes up into the woods up there. This is what really makes it quite interesting. So that'll be an angle through the frame, and with this lovely cascade to the one side and a few autumn leaves and a bit of colour hanging around, so it should make for a nice shot. So I'll show you what it looks like on the back of the camera before I shoot it. So after just adjusting the camera up and down, I finally settled on this composition you can see here. And what I was talking about before is this, the walkway diagonally through the scene, which is absolutely fantastic and leads you up through into the woods beyond it. Now you will have noticed that I did just put on my polariser, simply because when I was taking my last image, which was over in that direction over there, I was actually facing straight into whatever light or sun was coming through, so therefore, as you well know, the polarizer would have done nothing at all. But now I'm 90 degrees to that and I'm shooting across. You can see the rays of light of the sun just here. Now I'm shooting across that. That is actually taking a small amount of glare off here and off the bottom of the waterfall itself, just in there. So I'm going to take this shot, or actually I'm probably just going to wait for that sun to just die back a little bit so it doesn't ruin my exposure, and then I'll let you see what it looks like when it's been edited. So here we go. So there, that was the second image. Now for my third one, I'm gonna go down there. I think a lovely, quite more intimate shot of this small little cascade will do the job. So hold tight, it could be another fail on the way as I get down there, but hopefully not, because that looks really cold. Isn't that just beautiful? Like I say, small is beautiful, and isn't it just that? I've got my camera set up and it's exactly the same composition as you can see on the screen right now. What I'm doing is I'm going to bring this in on the top thirds, down there towards the middle of the image. I'm going to put the waterfall central as can be, and I just still want that hint of that path as it goes off through there. But what I'm going to have to do is just wait for the sun to disappear a little bit, because in this top corner it's very, very bright. But what I really do like is above this cascade are these trees, and they seem to they're in line near enough with the waterfall flow, and I think that looks really, really nice. I'm set up for this shot. As I explained, I'm shooting f11 and I'm currently around a second for that shot. I'm wide open at 24mm, and that's a problem because I'd like to go wider still. So that was the third thing I wanted to talk to you about, guys, today. So you just saw me taking a shot with my Sigma 24 to 72.8 lens, which I absolutely love. It's sharp, it does everything I want it to do. A slight bit of distortion, but nothing that Photoshop can't sort out, but it doesn't go wide enough. So when I was down taking that cascade below the level of that walkway, I would have loved to have expanded the shot and gone wider. Now my question is, I've got a couple of options. There's a Sigma 17 to 35mm, which is half the price of the Nikon 16 to 35 f4. So I'd like your advice. If either of those are the lenses which you own, could you let me know how good they are? I know that they're going to be very good, but it's all about the sharpness, as we all know at the end of the day. And with the Sigma going to 2.8 and the Nikon going to f4, so that is the conundrum I'm at. But also there's an added bonus that if I purchase the Sigma, because it's half the price, I can get myself a drone, which would add to my vlogs. So let me know what you think. Is it Sigma, or is it the Nikon 16 to 35 f4, or is it both? It is a nice image. I just wish I could go, like I said from just now, wider on it. Really, it would look brilliant. I could just get a little bit more in. See how she looks. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I just managed to catch it as the sun was half in and half out. I think that will really, really make a lovely image. I've got no highlights blown out, going back to my old method, so God, that really stressed me out. Really stressed me out. I was going to go home, but I stayed on. Well, thank you so much for hanging around. That comes to the end of our time today. Part of me says yes, because that was stressful and a nightmare. But another part, I think you need to leave those things open so that people can see that not anything goes right, and actually I don't know how to use all the functions on the camera, so any help regarding the exposure compensation button would be brilliant. But at the moment, like I say, I'll just carry on with the way I'm used to, because that actually works. Today's been quite hard as well. Miss Mini Noob, my son, because he helps so much with the filming, get me bits and pieces, my polariser and little things which you don't see in the background, because he's absolutely brilliant. So hopefully he'll be back for the next one. If there is anything on this video which has helped you, or you think might help your photography in the future, it might be a good idea for you to subscribe, and also give the video a like would be absolutely fantastic. Again, thanks to all you new subscribers. It means an awful lot that you've chosen to subscribe in this channel. And well, without that all said and done, take care of yourselves. See you next time.